This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Now, I know I've said it plenty of times now, so I'll say it again just for clarity, because I know not everybody has time to watch every second of every video that I do, so I'll say it right now at the beginning. Interim status for the WBC means if anything was to happen with the WBC champion, whether it be that he gets stripped of a belt, whether he vacates the belt, he retires, can't fulfill an obligation, whatever it may be, the interim champion will become the full WBC champion of the world. This happened with Devin Haney. This also happened with Jamal Charlo. So if Tyson Fury vacates the belt, as an example, Dillian Whyte will become full WBC heavyweight champion of the world. I've said this numerous times now. And he will not have to fight, say, Deontay Wilder for that vacant belt or anything like that. No, he will become full champion. Now, with all the talk about Frank Warren and Bob Arum saying how Tyson Fury shouldn't have to fight, he's mandatory in currently Dillian Whyte. Now, first things first, if everything goes pear-shaped with Alexander Povetkin this weekend at Fight Camp 4, then all of this is obsolete. All this talk about a Fury versus Dillian Whyte and all this kind of stuff is out the window for now. Okay, we're then going to have to wait and see the result of a rematch between Whyte and Povetkin. Okay, but of course, if everything goes to plan, Dillian Whyte gets to win over Povetkin this weekend, which is why I've been saying to you guys, it's a must-see fight. It's a very, very important fight. So those who say it's not pay-per-view, I don't know what planet you're living on. You're just quite clearly a Dillian Whyte hater. But at the end of the day, if Fury vacates that WBC belt, thinking that he's going to get an Anthony Joshua fight, it ain't happening, okay? I've said this to you guys plenty of times, that if Fury does not fight Dillian Whyte and ends up having to vacate the belt, so Dillian Whyte becomes full champion, the only fight that's going to be made is Joshua versus Dillian Whyte, because Anthony Joshua wants to become undisputed. It's not about Tyson Fury. It's not about Dillian Whyte. It's not about a Deontay Wilder. It's not about anything. It's all about belt collecting to become the first full belt holder at heavyweight as undisputed champion. That's what it is for Anthony Joshua, and Eddie Hearn has just confirmed that if Tyson Fury does not fight Dillian Whyte, then he's then going to have to be stripped of that WBC World Heavyweight title. That means Joshua will then pursue a Dillian Whyte fight for undisputed. Of course, it will be a rematch as well as. So Fury has only one option. If you really want the Anthony Joshua fight, then make sure you keep hold of that WBC World Heavyweight title. Now, I don't think Tyson Fury wants to avoid Dillian Whyte. I don't think Tyson Fury wants to avoid anybody. I think Tyson Fury will fight anybody. Of course he will. But he will listen to those around him, those who are guarding his career, Frank Warren, Bob Arum, MTK, etc., etc. And if everybody is singing from the same hymn sheet, which is vacate the belt, don't worry about Dillian Whyte, and then go fight Anthony Joshua, that is going to be a move that he could well regret. Now, I've said this before, if you're going to vacate the belt rather than fight Dillian Whyte, then vacate the belt now and forget about the Deontay Wilder fight, because what's the difference? You're not going to be fighting Joshua for undisputed anyway. There's too many people out there that seem to think that Tyson Fury can fight Deontay Wilder and he has to fight Deontay Wilder, but he doesn't have to fight Dillian Whyte. Why? They're both contracted. That's what they are. Dillian Whyte is mandated currently. Now, if Dillian Whyte gets past Alexander Povetkin and currently Fury gets past Deontay Wilder, then this is the fight that has to happen. And there's plenty of time for this fight to happen before any agreed Anthony Joshua fight for mid to late summer. So I don't want to hear nothing about, well, there's not enough time and this, that and the other. I don't want to hear any of that. There's plenty of time, okay? Those who say that this fight shouldn't have to happen, in my opinion, they're worried that Dillian Whyte gets the win over Tyson Fury. They're worried about it. And you have every right to be worried about it. Of course you do. It's heavyweight boxing. Those who say Dillian Whyte is this or Dillian Whyte is that, on fight night, your bum's going to be twitching. That's how it's going to be. But ultimately, for me, I don't want to see Tyson Fury vacate. And hopefully Tyson Fury doesn't want to vacate either. Because if he really wants the Anthony Joshua fight, again, let's go back to as well, that people say that Joshua versus Fury for undisputed is not just a huge fight, not just a mega fight, but it's a monstrous, colossal fight. That means more money, does it not? That means more eyes. So why would you want to vacate one of the belts when you can have it for undisputed? Now, don't get me wrong. If Fury vacates his belt, the WBC, and Joshua vacates his belts, then of course, you know what, people will still want to see it, but people will prefer it to be for Undisputed. But if it can't be for Undisputed because Fury vacated the belt rather than fight Dillian Whyte, well, you ain't going to see no Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight anytime soon. It's going to be a double rematch clause between Joshua and Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte will get the 50% slice of it. Dillian Whyte will get the opportunity to become Undisputed. Tyson Fury won't. And people can talk about how, well, Tyson Fury, he's held all these belts once before, so technically he's undisputed. Technically nothing. The records don't show that he's undisputed. I'm sure Tyson Fury wants to be undisputed. As I said, I rate Tyson Fury extremely high. Is he the best heavyweight of this era? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. But right now, I want to see Tyson Fury come through Deontay Wilder. Just get rid of him. I want to see Dillian Whyte get through Alexander Povetkin. And I want to see Fury versus Whyte. That's what I want to see. That's the fight I want to see. And the winner go take on Anthony Joshua. If Joshua's still got the belt, if Joshua trips up against a Pulev or a Usyk along the way, then that's the fight we see. It's undisputed. Of course, we will have our preferences as to which fight that we would prefer for Undisputed, but ultimately, it's really about Undisputed. So there you go. Eddie Hearn, he said, and link in the description box for the source, that if Tyson Fury does not fight Dillian Whyte, as Frank Warren says, then there won't be any Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight. It will be Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte for Undisputed. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.